What's up, guys? Doing the podcast countdown. I believe it is tomorrow. No, day after tomorrow? Yeah, day after tomorrow. So if you are wondering when the podcast is going live, let me double check. We determined it on here. For you guys on United States time, like Western Hemisphere, it is going to be, shoot, where is it? Hold on, I'm checking. I believe it is, shoot, come on. Here it is. It's going to be on Thursday morning. The podcast is going to go live. Hey, Spivey. Hey, Delaney. Good morning. Good morning. Where is it? I know I wrote it down. All right, here it is. Sorry. Thursday. That's what's today? Tuesday. So right now it's Tuesday, 11 o'clock. We are looking to go podcast episode 1 Thursday at 8 a.m., which will be Friday, 5 p.m. on Australian time. And then we will go, is that right? I think Friday I don't remember now. I'll have to double check. The other one I think is, oh yeah, hold on. Let me rephrase this. All right, I got it all mixed up. All right, let's see. Thursday it will be 8 a.m. East Coast United States time. It'll be 5 p.m. on Australian time, and the next one will be 10 p.m. No, that can't be right. Why am I still screwing this up? Hold on. Jeez Louise. Why am I should have drank more of my coffee. It's Thursday at 8 a.m. for sure. Okay, that's East Coast time. That's the first one. All right. The next one is going to be Friday at 5 p.m. That's the second one. That's the second episode. All right. Now for those of you guys in a different time zone, Australia, say Sydney, that's 10 p.m. on Thursday and 7 a.m. on Saturday. That's it. That's what it is. All these time zones. He's like 14 hours ahead of me. So what? It's 11 o'clock now. So it means it's 1 o'clock in the morning where he's at right now. Yeah. So this time would not work out well for him. But it doesn't stop me from doing my lives, my chats with you guys. If you guys can do stuff, if you guys haven't subscribed, and I thank you, Marjorie Burnett, and I went and subscribed to your channel. I don't know if you noticed. I went and subscribed, and I commented on a couple of your channels. And I have seen your channel before. I just didn't know. I just didn't put the name to it. So drinking, I don't want to pour it on my computer. Can you guys? Anyway, here's what it is. This is butter broth. If you guys don't know about butter broth, you're missing out. It'll be 7 a.m. for me. Dang, early birds. No. Delaney, you're in Louisiana. Oh, the first one will be too early? Yeah, the first one will be kind of early. You're in, I guess you are in like the, what is it, Central Time Zone? I need to change to a keto type name. You do. You have a lot of videos too. Like I noticed you went all the way back a few years back. Now they're not all keto. I noticed some of them were like, I think a purse or something. You were talking about a bag, a purse bag or something. I don't know. But yeah, you got stuff all the way back. No, my butter broth is not with lemon, but you could do it with lemon if you want. Mine is with 2 bouillon cubes, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 2 cups of hot water. Hi, Marie Harris. Let's see, who's all here? Brunette's here. I don't know how to say that name, though. Yves? Yves? I don't know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not good at that. Like I said, I'm terrible with names. You guys got me on names. The XL cubes or the itty bitty cubes? They're itty bitty. They're like that big. They have 1,000 milligrams of salt in them, like 1,030 or 1,040, something like that. That's what they have. And they're tones, Tones. And they come in a big, like a spice container, a clear spice container. They're really, really good. Now, granted, they're not the best source of salt, but for me, they're really easy. So I simply just put them in 2 cups of hot water, 2 things of butter. I also use a pinch of sea salt, Himalayan pink sea salt. Throw that in, blend it up, done. I'm done. And of course, I have my cup with me. 99 problems, but a carb ain't one. Oh, yes, you pronounce okay. I'm French Canadian from Quebec. Okay, sir. Nice to have you here with us. Hi from Utah. Just found you. I like your channel. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Bottoms up. Yeah, bottoms up. Here's the shirt of the day, guys. You ready? I don't know if I ever wore this shirt before. You guys will have to let me know. You ready? Here we go. Hocus ketosis. That's it. That's the shirt of the day. So anyway, I just wanted to remind everybody that the new podcast is starting Thursday morning at 8 a.m. East Coast time. And again at 7, or again on Friday at 5 p.m. East Coast time. Thank you, Martha. Yeah, it's a neat shirt. See, I tried to get it. Oh, and David Etheridge, he coined a phrase. That's why I'm wearing the avocado hat today. He coined a phrase that he showed his breakfast, which was like liverwurst, an avocado. What else did he have? Eggs, a couple of eggs. And he showed his breakfast. And he called it, instead of an avocado, he called it an avogonzo. So I thought it was funny. Anyway, I'm definitely not going to stay on as long today because yesterday was like a mega marathon in honor of the Boston Marathon. Yeah, avogonzo. Yeah, that was funny. I thought it was so funny. Yeah, the shirt of the day. I have, as far as ketosis shirts, or keto shirts, or low carb shirts, or sort of diet shirts, I have probably, I don't know, 75 different ones. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. But I also have a bunch of workout shirts, a bunch of stupid t-shirts, a bunch of plain t-shirts. I probably have more t-shirts than any guy you guys know. Probably. I wear a white t-shirt underneath my, where do you find them? Everywhere. I just Google the net and then find them and buy them. That's it. Most of them I think are Amazon. Most of them. And then I get white t-shirts. I do the white t-shirts from Amazon, or like from Amazon or from Target or wherever. And because I have to wear a white crew neck t-shirt like this, not a V-neck. So a crew neck. And I bet I have 150 white t-shirts. I don't usually wear them more than twice in a row. It's kind of weird. I just don't like wearing a t-shirt that isn't crisp or perfect, but yet I'll do that with these t-shirts. Now this one isn't brand new, or this one is brand new. I just put it through the wash probably twice. I know. It's probably a touch of, I don't know, some sort of mental issue I have. I don't know. Add that to my list of funny things. So has everybody signed up? If you've signed up or subscribed to the podcast, please put a 1 up so I know who's all subscribed to the podcast. And while you're putting that 1, hit a thumbs up over here. Yeah, all these thumbs up over here. Where's my camera at? That's my camera. Yeah, right there's my camera. All right. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. Marjorie, yes. Mary Lower, yes. Who else? Who else has already signed up for the podcast? It's not a charge. There's no sign up really. You just have to subscribe like you did this channel. Delaney, oh yeah, of course. Martha Miranda's, yes. That's 4, 5, 4. All right. We're also going to talk a little bit of keto today too. So I was watching a YouTuber site. He's got 660,000 subscribers. And this kid, he's not a keto guy, but he's a workout guy. And yes, he's fit. Yes, he has the body. He is pretty smart. Okay, from what I've seen, as far as all the indoctrination, all the main kind of workout stuff and nutrition stuff that he's been grilled into his brain. Okay, he did not bother to actually fact check his studies, his training, because like I did back then, I took the word for these instructors because I figured they were the ones that were most knowledgeable. So I guess I will believe what they say about exercise. I will believe what they say about nutrition and da 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 da. So I would pass that on to my clients when I was a trainer and still certified trainer now. So, but as I worked in the business, I started to notice that certain exercises that were taught were terrible. Okay. If you do leg extensions, now leg extensions are where you sit in a machine and your legs bend at the knee and they kick forward like this. Okay. Now that is called a leg extension. Hey, morning, Derek. Good to have you. So I have 15 people here and only 4 people said they signed up for the those ones mean that people signed up for the podcast. Please, if you haven't, please sign up for the podcast. If you do these leg extensions, or you have a trainer or somebody that you know tells you to do these leg extensions, don't do them. Okay, they're not beneficial. Yes, they'll strengthen the quadricep in a certain way. The quadricep is the front of your thighs. Okay, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, stuff like that. Okay, they're gonna when you extend, this is your knee. If you extend and the weight is here, so you're extending that weight up like this, and you're sitting, and here you're sitting right here. Okay, and you're doing this. All right. Now, if you're doing that, you're putting more damage on your knee, anything in your physical life. It doesn't strengthen that muscle to do anything. You have a specific question? Yeah, you can. If it's sure, you could message me anytime, Delaney. You don't have to ask that. You could, if it's not too personal, you can throw it up here. I'll answer it. So leg extensions, don't do them. Flies, and flies are when you take an exercise and you stretch it out like this. All right. I still have this shoulder issue, and it's hurting today too, and it shouldn't be because I got it shot up. And so there's a lot of different exercises that were out there that people taught that are just totally wrong, totally will hurt somebody more than they'll help somebody. Okay. Upright rows, where you take a bar and you do this. All right, where you it's down here, and it's for this muscle, which is called the traps or the trapezius muscle. Okay, and this muscle here will connect all the way up into your neck. It'll come all the way out to your shoulders, and then it'll behind you. It'll come all the way down to your spine. Okay, and that's done when you do this exercise right here. You lift a bar up. Now the problem is you'll see the kink on my wrist. Okay, you'll see a lot of guys that exercise like this, and they'll raise that up. Okay, and when you raise this bar up and you're causing all this strain on the muscle or the wrist, the bone, you're not getting a good benefit. And honestly, this right here is more arm. Like even when I'm just doing it, you can see more of my arm is working, and I could literally do this without feeling anything in my traps. So again, that's another exercise that you just totally want to avoid. I should probably teach more about exercises, what to do in the gym, exercise plans, how to create your own exercise plan as part of my keto diet, because I think a lot of people would benefit from knowing the proper exercises, the proper way to do an exercise plan, what to do on keto, what not to do, what exercises that they shouldn't attempt or do. I don't know if you guys would even want that. Susan L., you are late to the party. Shame on you. Mary Lower, yes, that would be wonderful. Okay, that's a vote of confidence there from Mary. Thank you. But anyway, back to where we're going on this YouTuber guy. He did a video on the ketogenic diet. Okay, so I had liked this guy years and years ago, and now I see his view on the ketogenic diet, and I'm a little taken back by it, because he's one of these guys that does a lot of research, but what he did was he did research based on the medical field's diagnosis and description of the ketogenic diet. And what he used was basically a high protein diet. Okay. Now, for a guy that does so much research and so much fact checking from what he's always done, and he shows this up there. Now, he doesn't 100% badmouth the ketogenic diet, but he basically says that it's not sustainable. It's not any more beneficial than a carbohydrate diet. He basically says that it's still going to be about calories in versus calories out. And all of this is stuff that's coming up debunked. And so he's basing all of his assumptions of the ketogenic diet on facts given to him by the American medical field, who absolutely does not like the ketogenic diet. So if you run into somebody that does not like the ketogenic diet and is using this guy's information, first of all, you have to tell them, okay, listen, yes, protein will spike your insulin, and you need protein to build muscle, but protein does not spike your insulin like a carbohydrate or a sugar. Okay, the body does not need carbohydrates and sugar for energy. That is indoctrinated, crammed nonsense that was shoved into people's brains for the last few decades. So when somebody tells you that the ketogenic diet is stupid or something like that, and they base it on these stupid facts that they come up with, all you got to do is just let them know. Say, listen, it's not based on a high protein. It's based on a high fat. Okay. When you are eating high fat, that's what the ketogenic diet's for. Okay. The fat is what supplies you with new energy. It's not about, he tried to suggest that protein being broken down into some sort of energy source. And that, again, that's carbohydrate being broken down into glycogen. He's talking about protein being broken down into glycogen. He doesn't even understand how a ketone is part of the ketogenic diet. I don't know that he mentioned ketones at all. And I listened to 3/4 of his little speech, and I just got so disgusted by everything he was saying. I just couldn't continue to watch it. So maybe he did mention ketones later on, but I seriously doubt it, because if you're going to mention ketones, you got to mention it right off the bat. I don't want to throw his name out there. I just he's got 660,000 followers, so he's got a lot of people that would probably just attack us for not agreeing with him, I guess. I don't want to mention it. Yeah. Now, he also he just goes and says how unsustainable it is, how unbeneficial the ketogenic diet is. He highlights little sections of a medical journal that basically say, oh, the ketogenic diet is not sustainable. It's not. It won't do anything better than a carbohydrate diet. And then he goes on and says, well, you do see some people that are showing benefits of it, but they can get those benefits from eating the high carb diet as well. So no. Most of the people that are obese, which we do look at our society, and the majority of our society is not doing the ketogenic diet, but the majority of our society now, 60% of the American population, and I don't know how much percentage it is of the world, is now considered overweight or obese. Okay. And we were not this way 60 years ago. Okay. 60 years ago, they started pushing the carbohydrate diet. They started pushing sugars. They started pushing a lot of things. If you guys don't know the history of the carbohydrate and the standard American diet, we're going to talk about that on the podcast. We're going to explain how this thing came about. You'll be amazed at how far back it came and how it was based on an experiment with our troops. That's basically where this diet started. Okay. And it has not been around for very long. The standard American diet has not been around for very long at all. So, yeah, the proof is in the pudding, Alimo. It very much is. And I also did one when I was watching in Italy that Italy, their children now are becoming, a majority of the children now in Italy are becoming obese. And they feel like the introduction to high fructose corn syrup, you guys all remember that. That was a big news catcher years and years ago, but you don't hear much about it anymore. You know, I guess the right people are paying the right people. But high fructose corn syrup introduced into Italy ended up same as the United States and same as most other countries, but more so in Italy. It started to make their children more obese. So Italy noticed that the high fructose corn syrup was doing this. So I believe they did something about it. Where the United States, they don't want to do anything about it. I guess there was that mayor of New York or the governor of New York. There were this drinks. They were sodas that were like this big. Okay, sodas this big. Okay, and what they did was they just put a stop to selling. I don't know, a liter of soda to one person to drink, because for God's sakes, that's ridiculous. Okay, nobody needs to drink a liter of soda. You just don't. You don't need to drink any soda here. That's good, Alimo. Here it's all about sugar and carbs, but luckily good vegetables and local meals or local meats. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But I guess that governor or the mayor of New York, he got into a lot of hot water for doing this, but you know what? If people aren't, if they're not educated enough to know that the sugar is killing them, or the amount of carbohydrates that they're eating is so detrimental to their health, then maybe someone needs to step in and say, listen, you got to stop. You guys are not only just killing your kids, but you're killing your children. You're killing all your loved ones. Because yes, sugar is what's killing you. Okay, sugar is making you very unhealthy. Sugar is causing inflammation in your body. Inflammation is causing just about every known disease that you have, okay, or that you could have in the future, whether it be cancer, whether it be hypertension, which is high blood pressure, whether it's diabetes, whether it's obesity, and then you're talking ADD, ADHD, Alzheimer's, dementia. All of these are inflammation or inflammatory diseases, and they will have an impact on your life. So there's also this, which I'm going to talk about. There's this how can I say it? A kind of like a study on humanity and the longevity of life. Okay, and every year they do this study and they check and see how long is this next year of people going to live longer or than the previous. And every year, as long as they've been doing it, I believe they've been doing it for over 130 years or more. They've been checking, or 150 some years, and they've been checking and they went as far back as the 1700s and stuff. It was where they can get some really good records, but they don't have great records. But they take these people's lives and they measure them out, okay? And they take away some of the factors and they do some of this and they do some of that. And for the first time, which was last year and this year, not 2018, but 2017 and 2016, those are the first 2 years that our children are going to live less amount of time than we are. So we are now causing the next people to come up to have a shorter lifespan than us. That's the first time since they've ever been studying it. And now they're finding that it's based on nutrition. It's based on our eating habits. And that's horrible, because so many people won't get this ignorance out of their head that you need carbohydrates, you need sugar. All of this stuff is supposed to be great for you, okay? You just, it gets under my skin. I'm not one of those people that was so adamant about carbohydrates, obviously, because carbohydrates, to me, I ended up changing. Okay, I was open-minded to all this, and I switched. I had all this schooling, I had all this education, I had all this background, I had all this past experience, and yet I was still open to the idea that I could have been 100% wrong about just about the nutrition, literally 100%, because honestly, it is 100% wrong. The standard American diet, 100%. It's not, you have to tweak it a little bit to switch it around. The standard American diet is 100% wrong. And because the pyramid, right? So you take the standard American food pyramid, and literally the ketogenic diet is flipped upside down. That's 100% backwards. Okay. That's what you need to let people know. Like, everything you thought you were supposed to eat a small amount of, you're supposed to eat a big amount of. Everything you're supposed to eat a small amount of, you eat a big amount. It's just, or whatever, vice versa. So it's just ridiculous how wrong these people can be, and for what benefit. A lot of people are saying the reason the standard American diet is so backwards and so detrimental to people's health is so that you end up dependent on pharmaceuticals. And our people that created this standard American diet, our own United States government, which then spread this around the world, benefits from pharmaceutical. I can't even say the word right now. Pharmaceutical companies, pills and stuff like that, and all their profits. So the United States pays the most for their healthcare. They pay pretty much the most for their pharmaceuticals, and it sucks. Okay, I know there's a lot of people that live near the border of Canada that actually go over to Canada to buy their pharmaceuticals because the price is so much different. It's just we need to enlighten so many people, and the more I do it, the more I see all these other ones that are trying to spread the opposite word out there and trying to make people think that it's okay. It's okay to eat carbohydrates as long as you lift weights and you look like me, and I'm jacked, and of course I eat perfectly. But you know what? Here is a great test if your diet is great. Okay, here it is. This is a big news flash for everybody. So hold on. Strap yourself into if you're not already seatbelted in, you're listening to me. If your diet works without exercise, then your diet is right. But if your body requires you to exercise on a regular basis for the diet that you're eating to work, then it's not a good diet. Okay? It's just not. For somebody to think that exercise, eat right, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, what if I don't exercise? Well, then if you still eat that way, you're going to end up fat. How's that? No, that's not a good diet. That doesn't mean that that's a proper way of eating. When you eat properly, and say you're disabled and you can't work out, say you're elderly and you just, your bones are just not going to handle that type of workout anymore. Or if you're at this stage where you're obese, which I have so many people, so many clients that are hitting the 400 and 500 pound mark, they cannot work out. And people that I saw that were working with a trainer and they were telling them to work out and this is what they could eat and this is what they could do, I just told them, I was like, that's not true. Okay, it's just not true. That's somebody with a terrible mindset trying to tell you that this is what they have been taught, and they didn't bother fact checking themselves, and now they're hurting you. So when you get hurt and you get tired of listening to that stupidity, come to the ketogenic diet, figure it out, because you could do this diet without working out. You could lose the weight, you could feel healthier, you can get rid of the inflammation, and you can get rid of all the aches and pains and everything else you have. So, yeah. All right, let's see what else we got. We are lucky in Wales. Healthcare and meds are free. You just have to wait ages to get seen. Spivey, don't assume that we don't wait here, okay? You guys know I have this PTSD issue, and I don't. I think I can control it, which is probably one of my flaws. I don't control it very well, but my wife thinks I need to go and get some of the meds for the PTSD, or some of the anger issues. Not towards her. I don't get angry like that. I get angry about. I don't think it's anger. I think it's more depression and stuff like that. But anyway, PTSD in general, anxiety, hypervigilance, where I'm constantly looking around. She feels like that part. I misspoke, like the anger part. It's not really anger. But to go see a doctor, I called up the emergency line at the VA, and this was in March. And the first they could see me is July or June or July. So we pay a lot here in the United States, but we don't get seen the next day. We get seen months and months later, just like anybody else. They act like, oh, you're going to be put on a waiting list. We're put on a waiting list now. We pay more for our healthcare and more for our pharmaceuticals than any other country in the world. It's ridiculous. I don't see the reason. I know all these politicians are getting paid, and we're telling people to eat wrong, and we're telling people that, I don't know. It's just frustrated. What else we got going on here? Alimo says potassium magnesium gets me flustered. I'm not used to supplements, but I'm just experimenting and just hope for the best. Potassium, the best way to get it in, it's sitting right here on my counter. Okay, you guys can see it right here. See that? Okay, for potassium, that is no salt. It's a salt substitute. You guys can see that right there, sitting on my island. No salt is basically a very high absorbent potassium. That is the best way to get potassium. Do not do a potassium supplement. It's a waste of money because by law they can only do like basically 99% in a whole entire bottle, which is a joke. Okay, and magnesium. Probably the best way to get magnesium would be through a bath with Epsom salts. Epsom salts will put a magnesium, and you can get all different, aromas and stuff like that. But not only will the bath help relax you, but and help with the cortisol and the stress and everything of your day, but the magnesium that is in that water, like you could do this for your kids. Yeah, no salt. Yep, that's what it's called. No salt. Mm-hmm. And that magnesium will actually be absorbed through your skin, and that is probably the best way to get magnesium in. So it's healthy. That's probably the best way to do it. Let's see. Burnett said, Dr. Michael Vandershelden makes a great video on YouTube called Ketogenic Diet and Cancer. I see it yesterday, and it's amazing. I've seen a few good ones on cancer, and the idea that they know cancer survives on glycogen. They know that sugar provides that glycogen. They know that carbohydrates provide that glycogen. They know that without glycogen, cancer cannot survive. Okay? When something doesn't have any food, it doesn't keep surviving. It dies off. It starves off. So the cancer can survive on glycogen. And when you switch from glycogen to a ketone diet, okay, you become more dependent on a ketogenic diet. You take away that excessive amounts of carbohydrates and glycogen and glucose, and you take all of that away from your body, and you start feeding it ketones. Well, all of your healthy cells can switch to those ketones, but cancer cells cannot make that transformation over. So they cannot transfer over to utilizing ketones as an energy source. So what happens to something that has no more food left, or ability to keep growing, or to keep expanding, or to keep living and thriving inside you? When you take away its food supply, it dies off. It's amazing what a breakthrough this would be. And are you going to hear that from doctors? Probably not, because they only make money on chemo, radiation, and operations. So how much money are they going to make if they tell you to switch to a ketogenic diet? I don't think they're going to make much. Which magnesium? Epsom salts. Just look up Epsom salts. Most of your Epsom salts will have a magnesium in it, and you just mix it into your water. I didn't. It's not like that's a breakthrough from me. I actually learned that on a Dr. Fung video, where he talked about the ability to absorb magnesium through a supplement. Basically, what he suggests is that when you ingest some of these magnesium supplements, not all of them, but some of them, they basically just pass through the body without being absorbed. So he feels that doing an Epsom salt bath with the magnesium, and it soaks into your skin, it's probably the absolute best way for your body to absorb this magnesium. So not only will you get enough magnesium and you'll feel different, but you also feel better because it's a bath. Everybody feels better after a bath. Who doesn't feel better after a nice, relaxing bath? I don't know. I used to take them all the time, and I haven't done it. I just use the shower mostly now. Magnesium oxide, which is what I would suggest too. Let's see. You've got a 4% absorption. It makes you go low. Yeah, that's sad. Let's see. We have low salt, which is half sodium and half potassium. Yeah, that's it. That's the same thing. It's that's it right there. Yeah, Spivey. That's basically the same thing. It's a good product. What else we got here? Burnett says, you make a good summary. Thanks. You're welcome. I try to be straight to the point on a lot of things that I talk about. So I think that's why I get a few followers. I wish I would have more. I don't know how some of these guys get like 100 and some people watching them on YouTube, where I'm actually at 13. Oh, and I have 14 thumbs up. So people come in and they listen and then they leave on me. All right. Since we do have 13 people here, and I hope 13 people are actually listening, and I hope I get 13 ones, how many people already signed up or subscribed to the Going Keto podcast that's going to launch on Thursday? Please put a 1. Please just put a 1, enter 1, enter 1, enter. I've got magnesium chloride. Is that any good? Magnesium chloride is fine. Magnesium oxide, there's benefits to it. I was taking a easily absorbed magnesium. That's literally what it's called, an easily absorbed magnesium. So I know that some of the magnesium that I'm taking in that supplement, which I always, now this is just me giving what I do for me. I take 1 extra pill, what they suggest. I always take 1 extra. Marjorie makes a keto lemonade with natural calm and potassium citrate. I agree. That's great. It also has, what is it? Stuff that makes you sleep. Starts with an M. Melatonin. I think it has a melatonin to it too. And what I do is you have to get really hot water. So like a hot water for tea. And I put the packet in and I pour that stuff in and it just sizzles up. And I like the way that goes. So I have 1 person out of 12 now that actually signed up for the podcast. How do you sign up for the podcast? Go to Going Keto Podcast on the YouTube. You could do it now and come back and see me, and I'll still be here. Go to that. All right. Going Keto Podcast. Those 3 words. You look for a picture of a map. That's our logo. It should come up as a round channel. It'll have a round channel and little pictures on it, and it's in capital letters. Going Keto Gonzo. And from there, what will happen is that will take you to our channel, which only has an introduction video in it. Okay, that's it. So it doesn't have a lot of videos yet. We don't have any episodes yet because we start our episodes Thursday. We start them on Thursday. So it won't be on this channel. It'll be over there. All right. So all of you guys that will be looking for that podcast, it's not going to be here on my channel. It's going to be over there. So go ahead, and if you can't sign up, let me know, and I will check and see how many people have signed up. All right. I'm going to check it right now. This is what it should look like, okay? This is kind of like what it looks like, at least on my phone. All right? It's kind of like what it looks like. So I have 54 subscribers, 54. Is that backwards or is that forward? I don't know how it views to you guys. But that's it. All right? Right here, it says, like right here, Going Gonzo Podcast. Let's see if it'll clear up here for a second. I don't know. It's awful. Yeah, but that's it. Okay? It looks correct. Good. So that's it. Okay? Going Gonzo Podcast. Or no, I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Going Keto Podcast. Going Keto Podcast. Going Keto Podcast. Coming soon is what it'll say. Going Keto Podcast coming soon. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the yep, we got 2 more added in. Now we are at 56. All right. And when you watch our podcast, if you could do the same thing that you do here, okay? Like where you push the thumbs up, I really appreciate that. So that really works out well for us. All right, looks correct. Good, forward, good. Who is going to be on the podcast with you? Marjorie, it's going to be this guy from Australia. His name is Matt Walker. He's hilarious. All right, he's a lot younger than I am, but he's hilarious. Okay, I'm kind of this straightforward cut. This is how it is kind of presenter, and he's just like this hilarious, funny guy. Okay, I don't know that his humor will come through maybe the first few episodes because he's nervous. He's extremely nervous. So I figure after a few of these, he's never done a live video before, so he's a little bit nervous about that. He's done not podcasts, but yeah, I think he has done a podcast before, but he only did the audio part, and he's done YouTube videos, but he's able to edit out things he doesn't like. Where when you're doing live, you don't have that opportunity to edit anything out. So, like me drinking water. Yeah. We will be gentle. Yeah. I hope you guys will just bust him. We'll just pick on him. He's funny. He's a funny guy. He knows his keto. Okay. And Thursday is going to be an introduction. It's going to be an introduction to what our podcast is going to be about. It's going to be an introduction of who we are and why we came to keto. And it's also going to be about the ketogenic diet in general. Okay. Maybe the history of the ketogenic diet, how it started, how it works, stuff like that. So it's really a good starter video that we're going to do. And then Tuesday, or then the next video, which will be a day and a half later, we'll have to decide what that next one is going to be, how to start it or how to do it, probably. Okay. What's the best way to start a ketogenic diet? What to do, what not to do, what stuff like that. Spivey, just subscribe to it. I'm number 7. Actually, you're not number 7. When you pull up you Google it or you search it, it only says 6 subscribers because it didn't update since the day before yesterday. Because yesterday we did only have 6 subscribers yesterday morning. So YouTube doesn't update live. It'll go back and say, oh yeah, now you have 56 subscribers. So yeah, it looks like you're number 6. You go in, you hit the subscribe button. But in reality, Spivey, if you just signed up, we are now at 57 subscribers. So there you go. Ali Mo was probably 56. Yep, you probably were. Let's see, where are we at? Hey, Spivey, I did look you up. Now I know who you are. Now I have a face to the name. Ali Mo, I don't have a face to your name. Who else do I have a face to? Martha Miranda, I know what she looks like. Derek, I know what he looks like. Delaney, wherever she is, she's not even here anymore. She probably bailed on me. I know what she looks like. Marjorie Burnett, I know what she looks like now. I kind of like having a face to the name. I like that. You've got a puppy to my name. No, not Allie. My dog's name is Ollie. 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 And he's laying right there. And he has cancer. Poor little guy. I will take a picture of him if you guys want. I will show you what he looks like right now, laying there. He has cancer really bad. Oh, your profile pic is a puppy. Oh, okay. I'm going to take a picture of my dog laying there. Now, what you'll see, which is very sad, is a lump that he has on his hip, and the vet said that they cannot remove this lump, and it's a horrible lump. I feel so bad, but he has no, he doesn't even treat it like it bothers him. It just, you guys will see it. It looks like Mount Everest on his hip. All right, you guys ready? Let me see if you guys, that's him laying there. I wish this thing would, I don't know. There it is. He's just laying there with, can you guys see it? Yeah, that's my Ollie. He's passed out on the rug. And that's his tumor right there. Now, he's very old. He's 17 years old, this dog. He's 17. So we got him a long time ago. We rescued him probably almost 11 years ago. Like 10, 11 years ago. And he was already 6, probably 5 or 6. So he's about 17 years old right now. So, and the doctor said that he will die of old age before that cancer even makes him sick. And he eats like, we give him special dog food. And it's in a can, but my wife will not buy. Unfortunately, no offense to Chinese people or anything, but she will not buy Chinese food products for dogs. She will not buy anything mixed with corn or rice as a filler, stuff like that. So basically, my dog is on keto. Yep, my dog is on keto. Yep. There we go. I thought it was. Oh, well, thank you, Marjorie. So that makes you what, 58? Are you now 58? Where are we at? Let me look. Subscribers, 58. Yes, ma'am. We are now at 58 subscribers. Now, here's the other thing, guys. If you could, and for those people that watch this replay, if you can actually share this on your page, share our podcast, let people know, say, please sign up. If you want to learn the ketogenic diet, if you want to understand the ketogenic diet, if you want to have success on the ketogenic diet, basically you need to go with this keto podcast, because we are at that very beginning. We are starting the same as everybody else, okay? We are going, you could watch us right in order and you should be able to have great success on this diet. Now, I've lost over 150 pounds, and Matt has lost over 87.5 pounds. Okay, so, and he's a kid, like, to a point. He still does the booze part, which knocks him out of ketosis. Yet he's going to give you his version of how he does things. You're going to see the pros and cons of what he does, what he's learned. He hasn't done it all on keto, but he has now started keto and really enjoys it and is seeing some success with it. And he is just hilarious. I love the guy. He's awesome. He's one of my best friends on the internet. Absolutely, by far. He's a good guy. I enjoy watching his videos, and I enjoy talking to him, everything. So that's why I figured let's have a podcast together, because his ability to bring forward the ketogenic diet and to describe it on basically on that side of the planet, and my way of describing it on this side of the planet, and then we kind of mix together, I think our little international podcast will be a hit, I believe, and it will help a lot of people, and that is the goal. We know that. So it's a huge goal to help a lot of people, because there are so many other people out there they're not trying to hurt anybody, but they're trying to keep the high carb, you have to work out 5 days a week kind of workout. It's just not good. My wife saying thank you. Yep. Not 160 pounds yet, but it's getting close. And I look younger. I feel I look younger than I am. I hope. Like I don't have, like we went to that wellness. Did I tell you guys about that wellness thing? Yeah, hangover tips. Yeah, I'm sure he has them. Yeah, if he could drink beer, certain beer. Yeah, but once you get on that ketogenic diet and you don't crave that beer anymore, you'll probably drink less of it. All right. We went to that wellness kind of convention thing here. It was in our hometown. It's there every year. It's like a health and wellness thing, and of course there's like people that can tarot cards and all that weird stuff, and I had a palm reader lady read my hand, and she says I don't have a lot of lines. Like she showed me her lines. Okay, well you can see these lines, but then she has all these other little lines all over the place just covered. And she said that I don't have a lot of those. She goes, I have very distinct lines. Ching, ching, ching. And she described my lifeline. I have a hiccup right here, she said. It's not death, but my lines crisscross, and then my line continues way down here, she said. So I got, it just keeps going. She said, that's one of the longest I've ever seen. So that's good. Yep. So she said, this is my lifeline. It goes all the way down. It comes around. It just keeps going. So maybe I live forever. Who knows? But she also said this new adventure that you're going to do is going to be great. She didn't ask what I do for a living. She just said this thing that you're going to start and you're going to help people with. She said it's going to be great. And she goes, no matter the highs and lows of it, she said, just continue to do it because it will benefit a lot of people, and you will feel satisfied with the outcome of it, and it will be great. So it's kind of spooky, but yeah, I liked what she said. So whether it's hocus pocus, like I'm wearing right now, hocus ketosis, whether it's that or not, I liked it, and she was pretty much spot on. I'm wondering now if my veg stew kicked me out of ketosis. Oh, it depends. Some people put a thickening agent in your veg stew. What did you use as a thickening agent? I use either arrowroot powder you could use, or xanthan gum. And xanthan gum is known to kick people out of ketosis. Certain people, not everybody, but certain people. So some people put those as when they do keto to thicken up their stew, or you just had soup, because stew is a little bit thicker, I think. Isn't that the difference between stew and soup? I bled a bit to thicken. I bled? Oh, okay. I blend a bit. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Now, as far as vegetables, carrots can put you out, but not that many. So carrots can still go in there. Corn, people tend to put corn in stew. That will definitely bump you out to, if you're insulin sensitive. Like I said, the xanthan gum. What else could have bumped you out? The meat could have had some sort of like a rub, or could have been cured in some sort of something. Peas, broccoli, leek, garlic, and mushrooms. Peas are not very keto. Neither is green pepper. They still are keto to me, I believe, in small amounts, but in general, peas and red and bell pepper, they're not. You would have thought they were, but they hold a lot of sugar. Yep. Yep. Peas are my absolute favorite vegetable. And I could literally eat a bowl of peas this big, and I would love them because I put a ton of butter in them and salt. And then I found out they were not very keto, and I was very sad. You had peas for the magnesium. Well, find another way to get magnesium. Take the peas out. Because it depends on what's your goal. Is your goal to stay in ketosis, or is your goal to have magnesium? So, gosh, I'm already over an hour. You guys got me again. All right. We're going to end it right there. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I want to thank everybody for signing up. Please promote this podcast. We need as much support for him, for me, as we can get, because it's tough to start something out if nobody's watching. It's tough to talk to a camera if you don't think anybody's there. It's but I told him to really try to, in the beginning, try to just focus on me. And we're just going to have a conversation about the ketogenic diet. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about our experiences and how they differ. We're going to talk about goals. We're going to talk about the history of the ketogenic diet, the whole podcast. And hopefully this will definitely help everybody. Like you guys can imagine, I literally went from doing keto the way I thought I was doing it, and I progressed and I changed as I went along, but I needed to go back to the basics. So some of you guys that are having your stalls right now, why not just go back to the basics and start all over? All right. So that's my sales pitch for my keto podcast, Going Keto Podcast. Please show up. Please hang out with us. Please learn with us, because as we do this, we're going to learn things and we're going to bring them to you. And I will research the crap out of keto thoroughly, as always, and bring it to you guys, because the reason I do all these things is for you guys. Okay? So thanks for showing up. Please watch the replay. Please sign up for Going Keto Podcast. And we will see you guys on Thursday morning. Yes. Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Right here. Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye. Let me find that closeout button here. Where is it? It's actually buried. Great. I can't even leave when I want to leave. Let's see. Hold on. It's here. My screen kind of shifted down. All right. Give me a second here. I am leaving, I swear. All right. Here it is. All right, guys. Bye.